on my phone, and then I'm going to switch and share because I have a few slides. But we're so excited to kick off our first official Diamond Dash. It could be your official Diamond Dash. It might not be, but either way, 6 weeks from now, you guys are going to be Diamond. And that is something to get really excited, like get a little sweaty, like your palms. I want you to feel it. I want you to feel excited because this is a huge step in your business. I remember when I was pushing for Diamond like a million years ago, which I'm sad to say. But it was like, you just want to get there so bad. And really, together we are better. And so when we have a bunch of babes working towards a similar goal in the exact same place in your business, it fuels you, it motivates you, and it helps you. So please lean into the group and get to know other babes. I have not personally met like any of you, and online I haven't met most of you either. So I'm excited to get to know people more in Team Forward Fitness. So I'm going to switch over to my computer, and I just wanted you to see my face for like 2 seconds, but my computer video is not really working. Okay, so I'm going to mute me here. Okay, good. Just going to share my screen. Oh, okay, I went out because I think that was making that noise from my phone. So, Brenda, will you give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen? Okay. Okay, so welcome to the Diamond Dash. It is July 29th, and this goes until September 8th. So it's 6 weeks, and we'll have 6 Zoom calls. This is our welcome one. So this, Brenna said it before we started recording, but this is going to be pretty short. Every Sunday we're going to have a call like this, but we just want to get together, come together, so we can see your faces, you can see our faces, we can provide some training, and we can get you to where you want to be, which is Diamond. And I like made this quote up. This is not a quote, a real quote, but I just said we're all one step away from Diamond. We just need a little pressure, because before a diamond becomes a diamond, it's coal. And so we add pressure to it. And that's why we set the timeline of 6 weeks to Diamond, because really if you set the goal to be Diamond in 1 year from now, you're going to do most of the work the final 6 weeks. You're going to be hustling, you're going to be trying to get there. So why not just set the 6 weeks now and just get it done? So welcome Team Forward Fitness babes. My team is Team Bold Fitness, and the other babes will introduce their teams and stuff, but it doesn't matter. We wanted a group of ladies and men who want to improve themselves. I don't care whose team you're on, but it just is a bonus that your Team Forward Fitness. And we did, I guess, meet some people here at Summit. That's the picture from this year at Summit, the background. But our objective for this group, and I'm a teacher, so that's why I have to have an objective, is that we have all of our babes go Diamond by the end of the 6 weeks dash, to have the confidence and skills to run their own challenge groups and the momentum to keep growing until the end of the year. So there's this really great motivational speaker guy who he says that you have to, like, to get the airplane off the ground, you have to like get it going really, really, really fast. So in 6 weeks, if you're gonna push a little bit harder, you're gonna do more work than maybe you've been doing before, because what happens is if you get the plane off the ground, if you get to Diamond, then you can coast a little bit. I'm not saying there's not seasons of your business where you push harder, but ultimately, just gotta get that plane off the ground. We just gotta get you to Diamond. So in this 6 week group, I just wanted to explain what we expect from you. We're going to go over what you can expect from us and all of that, but what we expect from you is that you're automatically doing your 4 vital behaviors. Because the requirement for this group was Emerald, we're not really going to go into the basics. What we're going to do is show you how to tweak these things. So how to invite better, how to track better, how to know where you are in your business better. But you should be already doing the 4 vital behaviors. So doing your workout, And trust me, you do not have to do it every single day to have a successful business. I am 8 months pregnant, and like my workouts are not daily. But you're drinking your shake, you're talking about products, you're doing your personal development, you're inviting, you're building relationships, you're recognizing your other babes, and there's another vital behavior that I wish I could think of with my pregnant brain, but I can't. So, no, that's it. That's all 4. Okay. So, and then you're going to begin tracking what you're doing. If you don't know what that is or what that looks like, or if you've never tracked your, you're inviting, that's okay. Just start writing it down. So what you're doing, just write it down. And Brenda's going to go into that. But we automatically expect you to do your 4 vital behaviors, not perfectly, but to be doing them and to be tracking. Then with guidance, we expect you to participate and engage in this group. It's kind of like a challenge group. If you don't give anything, you don't really get anything out of it. But if you give a lot to yourself, like to this group, and I don't mean a lot of time or anything like that, but I just mean really engage, participate. Once a day, you will see better results. And then we expect you to push yourself, because nobody got anywhere with staying comfortable. And this is a doing group. That's why Brenna automatically said these calls are not going to be long, because we want you to have time to do. We can talk about it all we want, but you have to do. So action builds confidence. You have to do things to get more confident. If you're not really confident in your vitals yet, it's probably because you're avoiding most of them. Hi, baby. That's my baby screaming. But that is what we expect from you. So it's not too much. Please notice that I didn't say on there, oh, we expect you to be diamond by the end of this. We want you to be diamond. We're hoping for you. We're pushing for you. We're trying to motivate you. But that's not the expectation. We just want you to push yourself and to grow. And then ultimately, if you do these things, you will become diamond. So that is it for me. I will stop sharing and then send it over to Marley. You're muted, Marley.
How about now? Okay, that's where I was, so I'm sorry it wasn't working. Okay, I'm so excited for y'all to be here. My name is Marley Mulebar, and if some of you feel like y'all have, hey Sam, can you take it back to where I can kind of see everybody's face? I'm still in screen view, or how do I do that? Let me see. Hi, there's our ladies. Okay, a little bit learning tech savvy at the same time. So if you feel like you just jumped into this and you're like, I have no idea what I just signed up for, I have no idea what is going on, I am so proud of you for ripping off the Band-Aid, because I'm going to be honest with you, we are ripping off the Band-Aid by being leaders and teaching you too. So we are in it together. We have the raw Band-Aid mark, but we can do this together as long as we choose to work together and do the work needed. So this group, Sam just told you what you will have to do. So we're going to kind of show you. Now I'm going to explain what we're going to provide for you. So within 6 weeks, we are going to lay it out exactly what it takes to become, from beginning, kind of ripping that Band-Aid off, to at the end. You should, as long as you follow the steps needed and do the actions taken, then you will be able to be a leader for the team that you have grown massively in this next 6 weeks. Because one thing is you can say, I'll try my best, but I probably won't get diamond. At least it'll be good info. No, do not from day one make your dreams smaller than they can be. In fact, make your dreams bigger. Oh my gosh, by the end of this, I'm going to be 1-star diamond, because I'm going to be hustling, teaching people what I'm learning on the way, and be so much better than that. So if you only end up with diamond, holy crap, you at least made your goal, right? So don't stop your goals from the beginning and make them shorter. So every Sunday, we're going to have this awesome kind of, keep the momentum team call, and they're all going to have a topic. So this like crazy fly. I'm sorry. I live in Texas, and I think our mosquito is our state bird. So this particular one is kind of welcome. So over this next week, it's all going to be about like the CEO mindset, like what it even takes to own your own business. Like, how do you get there from just being this mom who changes diapers and, gives baths and cooks food? Like, how do you go from that to also being a CEO mindset? So Brenna's going to have some awesome live videos this week teaching you that stuff. Next week, it's going to go into social media, because if we don't share on social media our journey, we can know all of our story, but if nobody else knows it, they're not going to be inspired, and they're not going to want to show you or, join you. And then with this business, if you're doing your vitals, you consistently will have people coming in. So you'll have to share it with them too. So with that, with new people coming in, you're going to have to do tracking. So the next week is going to be all about how you actually track your system and how you actually take the CEO mindset, share your story, track your business. And then at that point, when you have it all tracked and you have people coming in, people interested, how you actually invite them without being that yucky car salesman person, that icky one that like they chase you as you're looking at the cars and you like speed up faster because no, we're just looking. We don't want to actually, stop and talk. So you don't be that person. You be the person that they totally connect with and they're like, yes, girl, I don't know what you have, but I need that in my life. So, and then the next week is going to be longevity, because in this business, I will tell you from the get-go, if you are in it to get rich quick, get out. And I mean that wholeheartedly and with my honest and sincere get out, because it's not going to be that way. It's going to take people seeing you over and over and over. I watched my sponsor for a year, literally for a year. And it literally takes someone doing it for a year to be able to inspire, to be able to grow, for them to move to a different season, for them to have that pain point truly at the bottom where they're like, okay, I can only go up from here. Who's going to help me get up fastest? And if you're in their face all the time, sharing your story, doing it right, the longevity will work for you. So then once you have your team, once they've come in, then you've got to be able to know how to be a leader, because this business truly is a franchise. Because if you are doing it all and you have all these people totally rocking their challenge groups and have these amazing bodies, that they are not taught how to have a franchise or how to do the business themselves, or to actually go beyond just the team of the challenge group and become the team as the business builder, then you're not going to go anywhere either. And you're going to get so burned out and so frustrated. And it doesn't have to be that way. So with that being said, we will walk you from step one to the leadership step at week 6, but it's going to take a few things from you. And those things are going to be every week in the cover photo and it's going to be like the weekly things going on. So like week 1, for example, I'll kind of walk you through it. So we have the Zoom call today. So then tomorrow, something that people get so nervous about, and I totally understand, is video and sharing your actual story. So we thought it would be a great way to, again, rip that Band-Aid off. And tomorrow's post is going to be a self intro video. So just share your story with us. It can be short, it can be long. If you've got a lot of pieces, it's a great way to figure out, take the video a couple of times, figure out and rewatch it before you post it into the group, because you may think that you have a lot of pieces to your puzzle, but once you rewatch it for yourself, it may be out of whack, or it may be something that, pieces that you forget to share, or pieces that, used to be important, but now you're on the journey a little bit differently. And this is more important because that's your lifestyle. So we just want you to understand and get the importance of sharing your journey through video. So plus, it's the best way to meet everybody, because nobody knows our story better than you. So you telling your story to us is going to be the best way to connect with each other. So then the next day is going to be the live training, and they will be color coded. So things that are like super important, that's going to either be a live training or something you're actually going to have to post on like an assignment, they will be purple. Then throughout the week, it's just going to be different assignments and daily posts that you either need to comment like a screenshot, or comment verbally what you're doing. And then the very end of the week, so we all have this tracker. And this tracker is so important because if we're not tracking our progress and if we're not writing down daily what we're doing, then by the end of the week, we could have thought we totally hustled it and we're like, why is this business not working? But when it's written on paper, when it's black and white and that's all there is, then we know for sure. Like earlier, I was literally inviting, and I'm trying to do this big push. But so I'm like talking to all these people, doing all these things, going all over there. And I go back to my like funnel system, which will teach you that. and it had been 4 people. To me, I had been talking, the conversations were going back and forth, back and forth. So I'm like, I'm totally rocking it. I had invited 4 people. Really? But when you see it on paper and when you see those things, then you legitimately know, like, okay, so I maybe need to work on responding at certain times, or, if this is where I'm weak at, then I need to do that first. So we will teach you all those things, but the tracker is going to be important. One thing about the tracker I want to tell you, though, you can either physically print out the one that she put in the albums, which is really awesome. Love that one. If you don't have a printer or a way to do it, you can take that information and put it on a spiral piece of paper. Not a problem. You can upload it to an Excel spreadsheet. If you're super tech savvy, put it on an Excel spreadsheet. It does have to be separate. Then, like if you already have a funnel system going, like Google Streaks or something like that, this would have to be separate. So for these 5 days or these 6 days, this is what I did on a daily basis. So that is going to be the difference in that. And they are going to be due every Saturday. Now, I'm not your mama. Sam's not your mama. Brenna's not your mama. So if you don't do it and you don't turn it in, that's on you, girl. That is on you. And I mean that again, wholeheartedly and sincerely, with the most grace as possible. But we can only hold your hand for so long. We can only give you so much amazing information before it takes you putting action to it. So if you choose not to turn in your tracker on Saturdays, you're not in trouble. We're not going to ground you. You're not going to get kicked out, but just know that your business isn't going to move forward the way you want it to be. So that's just what you're going to expect from us. Those are the little things that you can see weekly, that we'll have live trainings and things going on. And I just can't wait to see all y'all's progress. I really can't. So, okay, here's Brenna.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Yeah? Okay. So, dang, Marley, just took it all, run with it. Can we just end it there? I don't even have to talk. Amen. So, kind of Marley's touching on very much so like what you can expect from us. And Sam's touching on what we're going to expect from you. But we also know that, when your upline is maybe talking to you about a diamond push or something like that, she's like, you need to go diamond. You're like, yes, I need to go diamond. Don't even know what that means or what that has to look like or the technical piece of it. So we really wanted to just show you guys very briefly, in case you didn't already know. If you do, it's totally redundant, and please feel free to, block me out for the next 15 seconds. But I want to show you guys just a little breakdown of, what actual diamond looks like. So some of you guys who are in this group right now, the requirement was to be emerald, which means you have 2 coaches underneath you. We also know that a lot of times going emerald, we're able to sign up maybe our best friend and our husband. So we maybe didn't do a big push necessarily to go emerald. For some people did, some people did not. But in order to go from emerald to diamond, there's a pretty significant gap. And there is ruby in between. I know a lot of times you probably don't hear your coaches talk about ruby. And the main reason for that is because going ruby is like a kind of a skip away from diamond. And most of the time, if you're able to go ruby, you are able to go diamond, because the hardest part about going diamond is usually getting 2 emeralds on each leg. So let's break that down, what that looks like. So as an active emerald, you have 2 coaches beneath you, 1 on each leg, which you're going to see right here. Those could be discount coaches, those could be hobby coaches, those could be business builders. They don't necessarily need to be anything other than have a active coach account, which means they're paying their coach fee every month, and they have 50 personal volume going through their account. That is it. So if you have 2 people underneath you who are getting their discount on their Shakeology, you are good to go. Now, to go from emerald to diamond, there's a pretty significant gap. And the reason for that is this is the first big step in your business. It's also the first big jump financially. So if you know anything about volume, I'm not going to go into volume, but one of the big perks of going diamond is that you get to cycle bonus. So as an emerald coach, you're cycle bonusing at $14 every time, where diamond is going to be $18. So there's a $4 raise on money that you're going to be making on things that you're already doing and already using to grow your business. So as a diamond coach, the expectation is that you're going to have 8 coaches, 4 on each leg, and 2 of those are going to be diamond. Or emerald, I'm sorry. 2 of those are going to be emerald, which means 2 of your coaches have 2 coaches underneath them. So keep in mind, I've had a lot of girls try to go diamond and then realize that one of their coaches is not active. So that means they didn't pay their coach fee, or they're not having PV going through their account. So when you're kind of, working towards diamond, we want you to really understand and be comfortable with what that truly means. That means 4 active coaches on each leg and 2 that are emerald. So for this group, we know that everyone's coming in at different points in their business. Some are brand new emeralds. Some have been emeralds for a while and have been pushing for diamond and maybe have, coaches underneath them already. So we wanted to make it very clear about the requirements for this group. So when you came into this group, there was a $20 pot entrance. And basically the reason we put that as the expectation was because we wanted everyone to put a little skin in the game. I think from our boot camps, we talk about that a lot. If people aren't willing to invest in themselves, then they're probably just wanting something for free, and they're not usually going to work as hard as if there is some money on the line, if they purchase that initial challenge pack. That's essentially the same mentality we have with this push group, is that we're asking you all to commit $20 to saying, I'm going to push this month or the next 6 weeks, and I'm going to take my business to diamond. In order to get a part of that pot, there's going to be 3 requirements. It's not going to be just going diamond throughout this group. Anytime during the 6 weeks, if you are able to go diamond and you show up diamond in your account, that is one of the things you will qualify for. You are also required to have a coach on one of your legs go emerald. So for those of you that have already been maybe building a little bit more and you already have, let's say, the 2 emerald coaches, you're still going to need to advance another emerald coach, even if that wouldn't affect you going diamond. Because we need to see that everybody is moving their business forward and understanding that, like Marley said, it's really about duplication and being a leader and helping other people on your team move their business forward, which is where that expectation comes from. And then the third thing is that you're going to hit Success Club. So Success Club is the requirement to show that you are growing a business from Beachbody. So the reason that is the expectation for this group is that you're going to hit Success Club 5 because you need to always be bringing in new blood. You need to always be growing your team and always helping people on their journey get started. So that's 3 new people. So the 3 requirements to qualify and to win part of the pot is that you need to advance 1 emerald coach, you need to hit Success Club 5, and then you also need to be an active diamond coach by the end of the 6 weeks. If you have questions about that, please reach out to any of us. I hope that explained it pretty thoroughly. But we just want to make sure that everyone understands prior to starting this group and they feel really comfortable with that. Now, the one thing we don't want is for you to hear those requirements and become in any way intimidated. Like we were talking about, you invested in this group because you really want the challenge, you really want the push, and you are ready to move your business forward. We are giving you a platform and training and the incentive and that extra, like maybe annoying person in your ear on the tough days to say, we're here, we're all doing it, let's do it together. That's what this is. This is not meant to be in any way, shape, or form anything but support and motivation for you, like we provide in our boot camps. But we aren't your mama, like she said, and we will not be tracking you down, because the reality is this is your business. Just like this is my business, Marley's business, Sam's business. We all are our own CEOs, and we are all here, and all of the work you do in this next 6 weeks will be the proof in the pudding by the end of this 6 weeks. So I challenge you to not look at this like some casual thing that you're doing, maybe your normal everyday 4 vital behaviors. I'm challenging you over the next 6 weeks to step up and to push yourself in a way that maybe you've never been pushed before, and get really comfortable with being uncomfortable the next 6 weeks every single day. Because that's what it takes to truly move your business forward in 6 weeks, guys. If you want to be comfortable all the time, this is not the business for you. But if you are pumped about getting uncomfortable, about learning a lot, and really taking yourself and your business to the next level, then this next 6 weeks is going to be perfect for you. And I'm excited to see all that you guys accomplish, because it's really going to be, life-changing. So that was the biggest thing we really want to talk to you guys. And I want to reiterate about the tracker. So Sam uploaded in the files the business activity tracker. I was going to show you guys where you can find it if for some reason you're unable to print it off, but also we're talking about duplication here, and we want you to be able to show your new Emerald coaches where they can find the business activity tracker, since they won't have access to the Diamond Dash. So this is the business activity tracker that is created by Beachbody. This is not going to be a push tracker is what I'm going to call it. So this is a tracker if you're trying to grow your business, more like a part-time business. I'm hoping that everyone who's showing up here is taking this as even if you are growing a part-time business over the next 6 weeks, you are looking at this like this is your end all, be all, change all 6 weeks. So when you're looking at this tracker, I'm challenging you to challenge the numbers that they even have in front of you, and make them more realistic for what your goals are. So I hope everyone knows about the Coach Back Office. We're going to touch on that a little bit. But when you're in the Coach Back Office, if you go under training right here and you go down to business tracking training and click on this link, this is going to take you to the business activity tracker. You can copy the link, email it, or share it. So if you do not have a tracker already, I want you to go in there and print it off, or go in the file section of the Diamond Dash and print it off. But like Marley said, it needs to be separate. On Saturdays, we're going to be submitting those, and we're also going to be asking for your guys' questions. So we're going to be throwing a lot of stuff at you. And so on Saturdays, it really is going to be a completely work day and a check-in day. You know, when we talk to our boot campers, we have expectations that they're going to check in with us. That they're going to check in with us, and they're going to show up checking with their Shakeology, with their workouts, with all of their daily activities. That is what this is. So your tracker, if you have your own tracker that is not the business activity tracker in the back office, there's a couple things that I want to make sure that you have on there that we're going to be looking over, that we're going to expect you to show. We're going to expect you to show your 4 vital behaviors, or at least a piece of your personal development, your proof of the product, so your workout, your Shakeology, you did it, whatever, and that you're inviting. Now, this is not just, we don't want you just to write, oh, I invited 5 people. We want to know that you're building relationships, because we all know we're not those icky salespeople who just send random cold messages to people we don't know with a bunch of information that they do not care about. And if you are doing that, please stop and reach out to one of us or to your coaches and get something better, because nobody enjoys that. We're all here because we're in the relationship business. So while you're growing, while you're inviting, like Sam said, we're not telling you that what you're doing is wrong in any way, shape, or form, or telling you that you have to do it our way. We're just going to offer tips and tricks on how to maybe be a little more successful. But while all that is happening, you're supposed to be building relationships with people. So we want to see how you're doing that. How are you keeping track of where that relationship is, who you've talked to? How are you not letting people fall through the cracks? That is literally what we want you to check in with. So if you need some variations, we'll be sharing our trackers with you guys. We'll be sharing the funnels that we use with you guys. All of that stuff's coming up. But even if it's a pad of paper with the names listed on it, and you write, you know, I invited them, I'm building, whatever you're doing with that person, we want to see it. And we want to know that you're showing up every day. But more importantly, we want you to know what you're really doing. Because at the end of the 6 weeks, this will be the biggest full-length mirror you've ever looked in. It will show you really, truly how much you want this business, how much you're really showing up, and what your activities that you're doing, how much they're really going to truly move your business forward. So with that all being said, and I just want to say that I personally am so excited. I'm so excited, guys. So we are here for you throughout this process, but also know that what we'll be providing to you, if for some reason you fall behind, life gets crazy, stuff comes up, you're your own CEO. So we expect you to take the time to get caught up. We are not going to chase anyone down, but we are here for you. So if you have questions, if you're going through things, if you saw a post and you're not really sure what the expectation is, please reach out to one of us. We are here for you guys, and we want to make sure that everyone gets everything they need out of this group, and that when you're done at the end of the 6 weeks, we want you to feel like, damn, I learned a lot, and I am ready to be my own business owner and take it to the next level. That's what we want at the end of the 6 weeks. So if for some reason you're not getting that, I expect you all to hit me up and tell me that, because I think you're going to. Well, if you show up, you will, for sure. So at the end of this, because we're expecting you guys to tell your stories tomorrow, we wanted to take just a few minutes each and give you a little bit of insight into who we are, how we got to the point we're at, and you know where we're at on our coaching journey. So Sam, do you want to start? Okay. Mute.
Are you stopping your share? Sorry. I just feel like I'm a hand talker, and I feel like people have to like see my hands moving when I tell my story.
so imperative. I'm on my phone now, so I switched back to my phone. Okay, so I'm trying to like get my face in this. So I am your crazy life coach. That's just what I just named myself in my head when I just was like, oh crap, I have to tell my story. Maybe I'll turn it this way. Okay, so I came into Beachbody 3 years ago after I had my son Carter, who's jumping on the bed near me loudly because I told him to be quiet. So obviously he's going to be loud. I am a teacher, a special ed teacher. It's all up in the air right now. We'll get to that. So, and I went on maternity leave and I had gained a bunch of weight because my life was never healthy. Literally, I thought eating healthy was like, I don't even know what I thought. Hi, baby. So I had my son, and all I knew was that I wanted to lose the baby weight. And so my coach, I was like probably the only person ever that you'll ever get in your life that comments and is like, yes, I would like to join your challenge group. Yes, I will buy a challenge pack right away. And I will bring a friend. So my coach got Success Club 4 off of me on like no effort. But anyways, I got into the business, or I got into a challenge group, and I felt, hi baby, yes. With an 8-week-old, I had more energy than I had when I was like, single and just teaching and, just married and living the independent life. And I was like, I need to do this. And my coach posted a picture of her that she got to be home with her kids. And I was about to go off maternity leave. And I was like, I'm in right now. I'm in. So I was a coach that kind of went off. I am a learner, which I suggest all of you become. That's definitely a quality that you want to have and that you want your coaches to have, because I just went to YouTube and I just searched things. And I'm proud to say that I did make Success Club like right off the bat. And that's something that I consistently have done. But my growth in the business was not very fast in regards to rank. Because I didn't understand that you like have to talk about the business till like way, way, way later. And I definitely will admit that I was one of those people that thought you could put in minimal effort, make Success Club, and that you were going to grow automatically. That did not happen. Obviously, we know that. I had to learn that lesson, which is why Brenna and I and Marley are like, no, we're not doing that. We're not letting our coaches think it's going to be one way. And that's why we're doing this group. So my story has been I birth babies and move and run a business around it. Like that's not what I thought my story was going to be. I have lived in my 3 years of coaching. I have moved across country 3 times, lived in a hotel 3 times, and I'm about to give birth to my 3rd baby. That is not what I thought my life was going to look like when I started coaching, but it is. And I have worked full time pretty much all of that. There have been some spurts where like we moved and I like didn't work right away. And then like right now I'm in the hotel and we're trying to decide what to do. But I want to help you guys realize that the crazier your life is, legit, like right now, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry, but I can't yell at a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old to be quiet because they'll be more loud. Carter, hey, Mommy's on a call, okay? So, I hope my training to you, just to teach by example, is that the crazier your life is, the more people are actually attracted to you, because when you show up for yourself, when life is crazy, people are like, oh, they don't give you as much objections. I'm not saying that I don't get ghosted all the time and people don't say no to me. I'm just saying when I'm working out in a hotel room 8 months pregnant and I have nowhere to live because we can't find a house, people are not like, actually, I just don't really have time right now. They would actually rather ghost me. So sharing your journey, that's next week's topic, is like I really am passionate about that too, because it just is what it is. So my quick training to you is to share the messy, whatever stage of life you're in right now, whatever stage of craziness. We have lots of babes on our team who are like, have young kids, who are buying houses, who are doing a lot. Share it, because honestly, nobody wants to see the girl who's like, I have so much time, I just work out because I love to. Like, nobody really relates to that because everybody is busy. So that's kind of my journey. That's it, right, Brenna? That's my story. Okay, then that's my story. That's it. I have some personally sponsored babes in here and some other babes that are not my personally sponsored coach that I know, and I'm excited to get to know the rest of you. And that's it. That's me.
Am I up next? Awesome. Okay. Hey. Okay, so my story is a little bit. Oh, can you hear me? My sound just like popped on. So, my story is probably totally different than most of you. I definitely I'm a mom of 3. I have a 9-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 4-year-old. And my boys are 13 months apart, so I definitely understand the toddler struggle and the having babies right together struggle where you gain all this extra weight and there's no time to lose it. So I have been there. I used to be the pickiest eater you'll ever meet in your entire life. I literally lived on Lucky Charms in my 3rd pregnancy. Like, that was legitly who I am. But the thing that makes me different is the fact that I was okay with being unhealthy. I was okay with having that 20 pounds. I was okay with, when I was in high school, I was a power lifter. I actually went to state all 4 years in powerlifting. I did sports all the time, but I was literally the Netflix and couch junkie, and I was not upset with that. I was not looking for a change. I was having severe anxiety attacks because my boys have ADHD. And they literally were hanging from the ceiling fans. And when you have basically twins being 13 months apart, you want to pull your hair out. So I lived that life. But I was the mom that was not looking for the change. I would see this stuff go through the news feeds. I would be like, I'm so proud of you, yada, yada. But I wasn't going to do anything about it. I mean, literally, again, I said my sponsor, in which she's actually on here, Kayla. And so that's part of the story too. But I watched her for a year. I watched her and was not going to do anything for me. So there will be those people out there. But my story changes, and I actually got into it because last year, and if I start crying, I can't help it. So last year, when my daughter was in 2nd grade, and I guess it's been almost 2 years now, because I've been in it, January was a year. So anyways, 6 months before that, she started 2nd grade, and she is super bubbly and super outgoing. She's kind of not really a teacher's pet, but she's a rule follower. You know, that's just kind of how she has been her whole life. And so then all of a sudden, she started really struggling in school, started having a really hard time, and then she was really struggling in spelling and reading. So after multiple teacher conferences, lots of research, we found out she was dyslexic. Well, dyslexia is also intensified with stress and anxiety. So the stress and anxiety went from meltdowns, went from I hate school, I'm not going back, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Where's my child at? So after, moms won't do anything for themselves. That is my story. But they will do whatever it takes for their children to be happy. And that you are going to connect. If you have a similar story, you will connect to that mom, because all moms are like that. It's just naturally, the way we were created. So basically, the doctors were telling me that she needed to be on some anxiety medicine. I'm not about to put a 6-year-old on Zoloft or whatever it takes for anxiety. I'm just not doing it. So with lots of extra research, lots of things, this is part of sharing your story, but a post came through, and through my news feed, the person I had been watching all those, the workouts, I was cheering her on, but that didn't hit me at my deep point. What hit me at my deep point when she decided to share the fact that she put her robe up and was not going to use her robe and hadn't used her robe all week. And that robe was when she napped and was depressed on the couch because her anxiety was so bad, because she also now has 4, but had 3 small kids at the same time. So to know, and when I knew her personally, had been following her, all those things, knew and believed that if those natural adaptogens were helping her anxiety to that point that she hasn't used that robe all week, that was the pain point, and that's the part of sharing your story that you truly need to get to, because that is what caused me to start. So with that being said, there's a lot in the middle, but we had to be each other's accountability partner. When I started this, it was just for my daughter, to get her to drink it. I didn't want her to feel like she was singled out from the rest of the family or she was different or whatever. So we made a pact. Let's do it for 30 days. I had scraped up all the extra, I'm a crafter, I like to sew. I scraped up all my extra sewing money, and we were a stay-at-home mom, so there was like zero extra money in the budget. My husband was actually starting his own plumbing company. Scraped all up what I had, bought her this bag of Shakeology. I actually argued with her on the phone. No, I don't want the discount. No, I don't want anything. Just give me what I need. I was like the worst person that you could possibly sign up. And so I'm like, hey, whatever. So I get this bag. We're accountability partners for the first 30 days. Not only do I see this amazing transformation in my daughter, but I'm using the product. So what's going to happen to me? I started having my amazing journey myself. And then the more research, because I didn't know until this started, God works in mysterious ways, but I have a huge passion for nutrition and a huge passion for the way that holistic things like Shakeology, the way that it heals our body for so many things. It's not just going to help you lose weight. It's helping you do so many other things, which we'll have trainings on that as well. And how to pair the Shakeology other than just being your protein shake that most people think it is. I'm actually going to school now for nutrition, holistic nutrition, because my boys, those ones that were hanging off the ceiling fan, are now no ADHD medicine, no nothing, strictly just Shakeology, and are totally different people. So that's pretty much where my story goes. And then being able to see other moms relieve their stress, relieve their anxiety, just pushes me to want to share this story and share it with others more. So that is, in a nutshell, that's my story. I didn't start because I was going to change me or needed to change me. I did need to change me, but that wasn't painful enough yet for me. But my daughter definitely was the pain point. So you never know what pain point you're going to hit in telling your story, because all of your story is important. Remember that.
Geez, Marley got me tearing up over here. Shoot. Seriously though, I'm like, sorry, then did you guys hear my child come in and like want to be on the call? She's extreme, very upset that I told her she couldn't talk. So I don't know if I introduced myself at the beginning of the call. I'm Brenda Novello. And my story is probably, I don't know, my story is a little bit different, definitely different than Marley's. I was somebody who was a competitive athlete for most of my life, at least through high school. I worked out 6 or 7 days a week, multiple times a day. It was just a part of my job, as my parents called it. My sister and I played club basketball together, and my ultimate goal was to play in college. So I was like, you know, when you say like, oh my God, I'm so fat, you always like thought you were that person, and then you see a picture and you're like, I can't believe I ever look like that kind of thing. Yeah, that was me, like, you know, who worked out twice a day, and that's just what I did, and that was my norm. And I always felt good, even when I didn't eat that great. And then my junior year of high school, I tore my ACL and had to have reconstructive surgery. So I was in a full leg brace and crutches for majority of my junior year, and kind of went into a depression in its own way. Because I lost something that I had always planned on doing forever, and was something that was very much a part of my identity. That moment kind of changed the direction of my life in a lot of ways. So after that, rather than going to college and playing sports and being a student athlete, I went to school on an academic scholarship as far away from my hometown as I could get and still be in Arizona and be cheap. And I went and I lived the polar opposite lifestyle. I worked full-time. While I was in school full-time, I was in an internship. I was a server / bartender, and I lived the ultimate college life. I think I stayed up till about 3 a.m. every single day and woke up at 7 and drank energy drinks like they were water. So going from a very intense, very healthy person to the opposite extreme, I think between my freshman year and my senior year of college, I probably put on 50 pounds. And was not fazed. I was more focused on just living my life and enjoying every second. And not feeling like anyone was going to tell me I couldn't do something. And that is something that, coming full circle, I've realized was a very overwhelming thing for many years of my life, was that I felt like something was taken away from me and I was told I couldn't do what I wanted. So for probably 6 years straight through, that life I just described to you was very much my everyday. Coffee in the morning, soda in the afternoon, energy drink at night. But I was a work hard, play hard kind of girl. So I was going to do it all. I have very bad FOMO. That is something that has been throughout my life and was something that was very prevalent in those times. So now we're fast forwarding to my master's program, and I'm in school all day, internship, going out on the weekends. And now I like looking at myself and I don't even recognize myself. I had gotten to a point where I was like, going out, which the thing I loved the most, was torture, because I never wanted to get dressed. I never wanted to actually have to put something on, because I changed at least 17 times, and probably half of those times I was on the verge of tears. So I was trying to find something, and I actually resorted to going to the gym. I found this random girl on Instagram who had these free meal plans and programs, and I spent hundreds of dollars to go to the gym and do these meal plans. And I signed up for a kickboxing gym that I would go at like 4:30 in the morning. I spent my entire tax return, which was probably $600 at that point, to go for 6 months. And I did it. I lost like 40 pounds. I was feeling pretty good. And starting to like, you know, when you get that little taste of like, oh my God, I can start seeing myself again. Like I start to recognize myself. I'm starting to get some self-confidence. And then I met my husband. So my husband is a meat and potatoes kind of guy who loves football, beer, and wings, to be totally frank. He is not somebody who is going to eat a salad over a burger. That's never going to happen. And so, like I said, fear of FOMO. So I never said no. You want to go to a football game on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, every day of the week. And that is kind of how our relationship started for about the first 6 months. So now, going to the gym, that's not happening. I'm hungover pretty much every day. Eating healthy, when I'm saying no to chicken wings, when he's saying yes, that wasn't happening. So all that 40 pounds I lost, I gained it all back, plus another 20. And it finally got to the point where we got engaged, and I was like tormented of the thought of getting married, because I didn't want to go wedding dress shopping. I didn't feel good in anything. Most of the stuff I wore was like that flowy tent was how I felt. I always felt like I was a moving tent. Like, everyone get out of my way. I'm blowing in the wind. And I just couldn't see myself anymore. I had truly lost myself in my relationship. I was super happy, but in my relationship and in my life, but I was super unhealthy. I also began working for the state of CPS. I don't know if you guys know what that is, Child Protective Services. Basically, we're always the bad guy. When you have kids who are in trouble, we're the ones who come in and deal with all the terrible. And so between that and coping with it with drinking and going out, I really struggled. So my friend Sam, who you guys heard speak, had been sharing about, her life at that point. And Sam and I were in totally different lifestyles at that point, but she was somebody who I knew before I ever met my husband, who I knew in my really crazy stage. So she knew how I was. And I was like, Sam, I'm not going to not go out, and I'm not going to give up my chocolate. And so if you can give me something that goes with that, then I guess I'll think about it. And she was like, oh yeah, you can have all that. And I was like, don't lie to me, because I'll be pissed. And she was like, no, I promise. So I was like, well, I don't have the money. I work for CPS. I'm a social worker. I make like basically minimum wage, even though I have a master's degree. So I can't afford this. And she's like, okay, well, when you can, let me know. So I must have talked about this challenge pack for like 3 months, to the point where my husband was like, you're seriously so annoying. Like, I know you have no money. I know it's a big thing, whatever. So he secretly bought it for me, because he was like, I'm sick and tired of you talking about it. Like, at this point, it's more for my own benefit. And I was like, okay, deal. Let's do it. So that's when I began my journey with Sam as my coach, and my first boot camp. And I did 21-day fix, and I lost 35 pounds before my wedding. I felt fabulous. And at that point, I was like addicted. I was like, I can do it at home. I can be in a healthy place around positive people. Now, fast forward, there was no way I could not give that to somebody else who was crying in their closet like I was. So that's how I started coaching. I used these programs throughout my entire pregnancy. I was technically a coach during my pregnancy, but I deleted everyone off Facebook because they irritated me. So I started from the bottom, very much so. When I decided to coach after my daughter was born, I was like, crap, who's going to refriend me after I was so rude, like blocking people. I was crazy. So anyways, I had to really start over. And now, I am so thankful that I did. I have the opportunity to be home with my daughter, build a business with people I love. And this is the only way I would ever survive. I'm somebody who loves a career. I got a master's degree and yet I don't use it. And I'm happier now in this field than I ever was doing social work. So for me, this comes from a place of I'm super selfish. I want to love the people I, work with and not be the bad guy all the time. And this job gives me that. And I get to be home with my crazy child, my little toddler who you just heard screaming, I'm sure not that long ago. So anyways, that's it for me. I will unmute the other girl. Sorry, guys. It's really cold in my house. So I'm shaking as I'm talking. And we're in Arizona. It's 100 and something outside. So it should not be cold, but that's how it goes. Unmute and Sam. So you guys should be unmuted as well. I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to add before we end the call or any notes.
I just want to add one thing to my story.
Yes, go ahead, Mark.
I just want to add one thing to my story. The fact that I mentioned my sponsor is here with me. We're working together. Just because you haven't met certain goals or just because you've been in it a certain amount of time, just like Brenna said, you can start over at any time. If you feel like you're starting over and that you're not going to get very far in this business, stop having that mentality, because you're only going to go as far in this group as the mentality that you have. So if you have the mentality that I'm going to rip off the Band-Aid and I'm just going to do it, there is going to be people who follow you, and there is going to be people who thrive off of your enthusiasm. So just remember that, and don't sell yourself short no matter where you are in the business currently, because it's all a team, and that's the beauty of this, is the community and the support. So just let everybody around you and share with your team what you're learning. That is huge in this. Don't wait till the last week to be leader. Try to lead on your own throughout this, and basically just share each week's stuff with your people here with you. Whether it's one person or 3 people or 10, just share it.
And it should be growing as the 6 weeks are coming. So they'll have lots of good stuff to also add to the new peeps as well. So
yes, I'm just super excited. I can't wait to hear your stories tomorrow. If you make me cry, it's a bonus. So, because when I'm pregnant with boys, I'm mean and I don't cry. When I'm pregnant with girls, I cry at everything. So, I'm super excited. And yes, to tag on to what Marley said, if you think that you should have been in one place because you've been in the business a certain amount of time, then I should have quit forever ago. But our journeys are not how we think they're going to be. But and Brenna and I, just like Marley and her sponsor, we decided in the end of 2017 that 2018 was not going to be the same. We were not going to let it repeat. And I'm sorry, we're both pretty much once are qualifying. And it's we don't have anybody huge right above us. We didn't wait for Brigida to run this group. We just did it. So you guys can do it too. And Marley and I and Brenna, we're just so excited. And that's all I have to say. I can't wait.
Totally. So the post will be going up every day, that there's a post check-in at 3 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So hopefully that's early enough for everyone who's on the East Coast or whatever. Don't feel like you need to be checking in at 3 a.m. We just want to make sure it's up for those early risers. I'll be up at 4:30 tomorrow. So, we want to make it available to everyone. So just keep an eye out for that. And we look forward to chatting with you guys. And remember, what you put into this is what you will get out of it. And I believe that 100 million%. So we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. I'm going to stop the recording.
Thanks for showing up.